took the little scooter apart yesterday, and this is what's left. So I was gonna go ahead and put this stuff away. Things I'm salvaging off of that build to keep for another build. What that next build will be, I have no idea. Because I did save the engine part of it too, the little engine and transmission and the steering stem, the wheels of course. The seat will probably not be used on that scooter, but it could be used on a bike. So the scooter's no more. This is this is the summation of the scooter. So yeah, let's go ahead and stick this stuff away. Some little brass bushings, those are nice. There's a lot of nice little pieces on there that I could use for something else. Here's my little organizational area. I actually have a whole bunch more of these I need to set up on the wall here. But I should have one that is, it's brass. It just says brass. Oh, it's up here. I've got that much brass. I need a big bucket for it. But yeah, I love these, all these bins. I wish I had space to put more bins. I wish I had space to have a few bigger bins. Would be cool as well. I've got a crap ton more of these little guys. I bought them off of some warehouse or whatever that was selling them for like 50 cents a piece or something, and I got like 100 of them. Yeah, the other thing I've got over here is a little bolt checker so I can figure out what size all these things are. So this is an M10 for sure. So that goes in my little M10 bucket. Alright, so I would like to do something on the VFR at the moment, but I am waiting on parts to do this seat, basically. That's my next step on this VFR build, is to try and make the mount for the seat to go in. I've got a seat off of a BMW, and this has this weird or interesting little lock mechanism here where there's a bracket that this slides onto, and the absolute simplest way is to get that bracket. And so I've ordered that bracket, and I'll need to modify and adapt the bracket to fit on here, and then we can sort of slide our seat up on there, and then I'll have to make some sort of latch for the back here to secure the seat down, but that's later. We're waiting on that. I think I'm gonna take this thing off of its kickstand and move it out of here, because that bike behind it here, the CB500, I need to finish the seat on that, so I'm gonna start working on that this morning. Because I don't want to dent this thing or mess it up, I'm going to set this aside where it's safe. Alright, so here's my CB500, here's my little seat that I have homemade, and this is sort of I've been prototyping it, so to speak, to see how many layers of foam I need to have on this thing. And now, I'm going to go ahead and trim this thing back. So I'm starting with this little rasp here, to get this little edge here, along here, and see if we can trim this down. All right, now I'm going to go back to this rasp again and see if we can refine this a little bit more. All right, now I've got some heavier sandpaper with the flat backing on it. Let's see what we can do with this. All right, I shaped this thing about as best I can get it, or as best I'm gonna get it. Ideally, this would be all smooth in one piece, but as you can see, it's still pretty rough here. This is a very functional seat. I'm not trying to make a show bike here, so I think that's good. My next step is throwing some vinyl on here, wrapping that around, and then I got stapler and everything set up so I can staple it on the inside here. This is all fiberglass on the back, and I'm going to try stapling it into the fiberglass, which I'm a little scared about. So I grabbed a from Harbor Freight, just a basic stapler. I got a bunch of little 1/4" staples because I'm only going through the vinyl is the idea. All right, so here's my vinyl that I'm going to use to cover this thing. This is like a stretchy vinyl. All right, and I'm using this adhesive, this Gorilla Glue stuff. I've used this before on seats and other things, and it works pretty good. And I'm just going to spray the top of this guy here. I'm not doing the sides. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit so it tacks up. All right, I'm not sure how deep this staple will go into the fiberglass. All right, we got a bunch of staples in there, and now I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the excess vinyl. Now here's our top. Doesn't look horrible. I mean, they always look good at this point when they're just done. It's when you've sat on it a bunch that then this stuff, if it's going to move the vinyl, it'll start moving around. I've done this seat before. This is my second time doing this seat. The first time I glued everything. I tried to glue all this stuff down and not use any staples. And what happened is that over time the glue sort of did not hold, and it moved, and I ended up with just a bunch of wrinkles on here, and it looked horrible. So this is our second attempt at trying this. Hopefully this time this will work better. We'll see. But anyways, here it is on the bike. There, hopefully that stays nice and neat forever and ever. That's what I would like. That's what I would like to happen. Because yeah, it's a fairly comfortable seat. I've ridden this thing for many, many miles and many hours at a time. You know, I can go a good 2 hours on this thing without any issue, comfort-wise. So I'm happy with it comfort-wise. I'm just aesthetically, it would be nice to get it aesthetically nice looking. All right, so that's it for today. I'm going to go ahead and switch bikes around, clean up around here, and we're good.